Okay, so like I was saying, the Valsalva effect is something that happens to lifters,
Mm-hmm.
and that's basically when you know you're lifting, and when you're on your up phase, you
Mm-hmm.
start holding your breath, and that's a problem. That can increase a lot of pressure in the chest cavity,
Mm-hmm.
and it can lead to some injuries. When you're doing any lift and you start feeling that having happen, and the reason people do that is because they want, they're shaking, they want to stabilize it. That's a good sign that you need to lower the weight. And that's something more when you get into powerlifting.
Okay.
But when doing any sort of lift, what you got to do is on the down phase, when the muscles are lengthening, that's when you take a breath in. And on the up phase is when you breathe out, right? So when you're actually lifting,
So you
you're
exhale.
exhaling.
You
And then,
exhale upon exertion.
correct, yes, exhale upon exertion, right? And so, what we're trying to do with you is we're trying to build up hypertrophy. So, that means that we're trying to build up the amount of strength you have by by degrading the muscles and then they're rebuilding themselves. That means that you're going to need a lot of rest.
Mm-hmm.
About aim for 8 hours of sleep a night. The more the
Okay.
better. Definitely hydrate a lot as
Mm-hmm.
well, because 80% of the muscles that you are building are water. The rest is protein, and protein is important for your diet, but it's not the only thing.
I was just gonna say, what about nutrition?
Nutrition, well, I can give you the basics. A lot of that is more, along the lines of the nutritionist. So I want to stay within my professional scope.
Okay.
But it is important to have stuff like carbohydrates, fat, and protein. And you don't need necessarily to go on some sort of nutrition plan in which you have a lot of vitamins or stuff like powder. But because a lot of people, they still get the amount of protein they need, or they overemphasize the amount of protein that they need,
Mm-hmm.
which is as long as you're getting enough.
Okay.
And so what we're going to do is I'm going to show you like the workouts that you need to do for building muscular endurance,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll show you the techniques for squat, deadlift, bench, and overhead press. And we're going to do a strength test,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll do this again at the end of the 8 weeks that I've got you on, where we're going to have you. I'm going to show you the technique for the lift, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to progressively add on weight until you feel that's enough, and that's the amount that you'll be able. That's how you start off with your strength training.
Okay.
And during this 8 weeks, you don't need to do these workouts. You can maybe practice them just with a bar, just so you remember the technique for when you start picking it up. But for the time being, we're just going to do a strength test, see how strong you really are right now, right as you are.
I see.
And then we're going to go into building muscular endurance.
Okay.
That covers the basics for me. I understand that you'll probably have some questions as well.
Yeah. Will I get something written down, like a guideline or like a plan, day by day?
Absolutely, yes. We can write you down a schedule, and on that schedule, I'm going to give you. I'll email it to you as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give you the workouts that you should do. You can personalize this as you want as well. But what I want to do, like I said earlier, is to be doing, upper body one day. We're going to do cardio the next, and then lower body the next, upper body the next, and cardio, and then we're going to rotate through the weeks, doing like a lower body week, like a leg day, and then upper body. And the only difference is that on the upper body week we'll have you doing 2 upper bodies. Lower body week we'll have you be doing 2 lower bodies.
Okay, good to know. As far as cardio, is that going to be like the day I have a rest day? You know how you said I have to do cardio? So on my rest day, I still have to do something?
Your rest days will be completely free. You'll have 2 rest days at the end. I recommend that you make this your weekend, where I don't recommend that you be completely sedentary. You can go on a brisk walk, that sort of thing, but you don't, on those days, they're for rest. They're for your hypertrophy, to rest your muscles from the week before. Because we need that in order our muscles to grow. So what you can do is 5 days a week cardio, weights, and then the next 2 days just resting for those 2 days. So cardio days are not rest days because you are using those muscles.
One more question that I think of it now. I tend to sometimes get dizzy when I get up in the morning, and it just like on the day after I have had a workout. Is that something you have any idea about?
Yeah, so with that sort of thing, that really is a question for your physician. If I were to give you anything in terms of advice, I would be liable for the advice I give you. And it's not only to cover me, but it's the fact that I don't want to tell you something that you're going to do and then get hurt because of it in any way.
All right.
And so in that sense, you know, if you are having a problem with that, I recommend that you talk to your doctor before you start strength training.
Okay.
And that's something that, you know, you could sort out before you start. You know, I'm giving you this plan right now to start it as soon as you're confident with your fitness and, you know, your medical state, that sort of thing. But I just want to stay within my professional scope as a weight trainer when it comes to that sort of question.
Okay then, and well then, so I can start pretty well after I've been cleared from my doctor.
Absolutely.
Okay, good. Good to know.
Right
Yes, I can't wait to get this started.
Right on.
Thank you very much, Tanner.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate everything you do.
You're welcome.